recently Donald Trump went on a rant on social media trying to say that NATO has not been there for the United States of America, right? And I'm going to read this out loud. I thought about reposting it, and I'm not saying this to slam on anybody, but reading comprehension in the United States of America is so subpar due to the ongoing defunding of the Department of Education. So you guys actually have to verbally hear this. You have to hear how the average citizen across the world views the United States, and then you'll kind of understand the culture shock a lot of tourists have when visiting the United States, because these are facts of life for people who live here. Obviously, a tourist isn't going to experience that. But this is what this Australian man had commented on Donald Trump's rant about NATO not being there for the United States of America. He said, okay, mate, you run a country with 600,000 homeless people sleeping on the street tonight. You run a country where 40% of adults can't cover a $400 emergency without borrowing money. A country where insulin costs more than a car payment and people are rationing it to survive. A country where medical debt is the #1 cause of bankruptcy. A country where women are dying in hospital car parks because doctors are too scared of abortion laws to treat a miscarriage. You lock up more of your own citizens than any nation on earth, more than China, more than Russia, more than North Korea. That's an actual fact. The land of the free has 2 million people in cages, and a quarter of them haven't even been convicted of anything. They're just too poor to make bail. Your life expectancy is going backwards. You're the only developed nation where that's happening. Your infant mortality rate is worse than Cuba. Your kids do active shooter drills between math and English while you sell the gunmaker stock to your friends. Your minimum wage hasn't moved in 15 years. You've got teachers working 2 jobs and veterans sleeping under bridges, and you just spent $1 trillion flattening a country that didn't even attack you. You've got a convicted felon, educated raping, pedophile protecting, porn star shagging insurrectionist running the biggest dumpster fire war campaign since the Taliban thanked you very much for losing again, and you're calling Greenland poorly ran. Greenland has universal health care, free education, one of the lowest incarceration rates in the world. Nobody goes bankrupt there because they got sick. Nobody dies in a waiting room because their insurance said no. NATO wasn't there for you when you needed them, quote. He's questioning. When exactly was that? September 11th? Because NATO invoked Article 5 for the first and only time in history for you. Soldiers from dozens of countries deployed, fought, bled, and died in Afghanistan for you. Australia wasn't even in NATO, and we still showed up for 20 years. And then you pulled out at 2 a.m. without telling anyone and left them to deal with the mess. So maybe before you start calling other countries poorly run, have a look at your own backyard. You spray-tanned aluminum siding salesman. The only poorly run thing in this country is your fucking mouth. I also want you guys to understand that one of the hijackers of 9/11 has just been confirmed to be a Mossad agent. For those of you who don't understand the significance of that, Mossad is like the CIA for Israel. The same country that has us flattening a country that didn't even attack us was the same country that had the United States and all of NATO deploying people to fucking Afghanistan over a 9/11 attack that was created by Mossad agents. Everything he said was a matter of fact. The amount of people incarcerated, the women dying in parking lots because of miscarriages, life expectancy going backwards, homeless, and we haven't even touched on statistics associated with missing children and the sexual abuse of children. The average scores, the reading comprehension levels of citizens in the United States of America, infrastructure failing, ICE detention centers, constitutional infringements, police brutality. Yeah, sure, America is a great place to travel to. If you're white and you have money, we're one of the best vacation resorts. But all of us are just employees, maintaining a nice and sparkling clean resort for tourists to come to and have the best experience of their life. America is beautiful when you get to visit and leave. It is a horrible fucking place to live.